you coming to help? Yeah. Hello and welcome to Ivory Library. I am Ivy or Ivy-Mae, and today we are going to be doing a reading vlog together. I had so much fun filming my last one, which was One Dark Window, that when I got these books I figured, holy hell, why not do another one? I always forget to film when I'm reading, so I'm actually happy that I remember this time. Last vlog, if you didn't see that, I'll pop it up now for you to click and watch, and it'll be up here in the corner. I bought this book not knowing that it was the second one in a, I think it's only a duology at the minute. I'm not sure if she's going to bring out a third, but I really liked the sound of The Cursed. Whoop! It's like dark academia but witches, so I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. And then I opened it and I found out that it was actually the successor of The Coven. So of course I went back, I bought the first one because I really want to read the second one, that's reason enough. So I went and I bought The Coven. It has been beaten and battered already. I've not even started. But I figured, what's more fun than reading one book in a vlog? Reading two. Then you can get my back-to-back honest opinions on whether or not I think that this is 1, dark academia, 2, witchy enough, or 3, even worth the read. Honestly, I have high hopes for this, because how could you go wrong with dark academia witches? But I will also add, I am obsessed with this new development that we've had. Content warnings in books. So it says, The Coven is a dark paranormal romance with gothic vibes and dark academia setting. The male lead in this series is pushy, domineering, and manipulative. He goes beyond my typical morally grey anti-hero and is, in my opinion, an actual villain who gets his happily ever after. For a full list of content warning, please visit my website at www.adelaideforest.com/Coven of Bones. Amazing. Amazing. I'm not sure if you can hear that stomping in the background. That's my dog getting in his bed. Yeah, so I thought I would take you guys along with me while we read this really fun, gothy little, from what I know now, apparently dark romance novel, which I don't ever read, so this will be popping my dark romance cherry. Whether or not this counts as dark romance, I don't know. It's not my type of thing ever. So, as last time, we're gonna set some ambiance. We're gonna get cozy, and we're gonna read together. Let's do this. My lovely bookworms, this is editing Ivy just popping in. I'll mention this later in the video, but I kind of went into these books not having checked the trigger warnings, just thinking it was like enemies to lovers. So this is the list of content warnings taken directly from Harper L's website. If you don't want to watch a vlog, I don't graphically talk about any of this stuff, but just so you know, this is the content of the book. For your head, if you need support, I'll link some things down in the comments. Please know that it's always a safe space, and enjoy the vlog if you are going to watch it. Take care of yourself, gang. Okay, so I did some hunting, and there is actually on Spotify a playlist that was created for this book. I'm not sure if it's by the author or not though. So I have liked that. I feel like a lot of the time when I listen to playlists for books written by people, like if it is done by the person that made it or just anyone that's a fan, like I get really worried that I'm getting spoilers. And from what I've seen of this playlist, it sounds kind of spoilery. So what I have done is that I think I'm just gonna use this one that is like already Spotify made, because it's got like, oh, she's not scrolling. It's got some slay freaking stuff on there. So I feel like that's just probably a better thing to do. So yeah. I also stole my partner's AirPods. Speaking of, he's messaging me now, because I left my headphones in the car. So I'm probably just gonna stick my AirPods in and groove to some music, and we're gonna get this story started. And I'm gonna check back in when I feel like I have something worth saying. It looks like I haven't done anything, but I've read the first 5 chapters of well, I'm up to chapter 5 actually of this book. I love the description of the members of the Coven. I don't like the, I don't want to say like the insta love, because it's not really love. I don't really like the insta lust. I feel like I was expecting this to be less, like, I mean, like, I'm up to, like, I've read 4 chapters of this. I'm up to chapter 5, and we've already had 2 mentions of boners, and they're like making goo-goo eyes at each other. Now keep in mind, I am a slow burn girly. Like, I slow burn till the last second slow burn. But there's a difference between like slow burn, normal paced, and then insta love, and this is teetering on the edge of insta love. And I get that like it's like a supernatural romance, and she's kind of pulling on that whole like supernatural side of it, I suppose. Like, it has a hintings of that, but also like I'm just gonna read you a line. So we have, I let my gaze trail down her form, taking in the swells of her curves one by one. I think that's a fine line, sure. You can check out someone when you first meet them. But this, her breasts were large, the line of cleavage peeking out from the top of her tank top tantalizing. Her body curved outwards, her waist and hips, her thighs thick and strong as she stood with her feet apart. Planted a foot apart, sorry. But that's all fine. It's not that bad. But like, that's page 27. Oh my god, at the top of page 27. Hold on, wait. There was a slightest tint of red in the ends, as if she dipped them into the blood of her enemies. The thought stirred something within me, my cock pressing against my slacks as it responded to the strange woman. That says 27. I am all for this energy, sure. We love a good strange woman moment, but like, it makes me hesitant that if we're already this far in page 27, am I gonna read some grot ass shit later? But you know what, also, mad fucking respect. Because thick thighs, my girl better be plus size. I'm all for it. To be honest though, I read this in about, I want to say half an hour. I am getting invested. Like, I want to see what happened. It's kind of like, it's weird. It's kind of giving like Shatter Me vibes. Like, he's all like, and Juliet, ooh, funny. Sorry, when she does surface, she's mine, is that understood? Also, like, she kicks him in the balls. So I have to say, mad respect to Willow in this book so far. I'm really, really enjoying it. I just don't know if the romance is going to be for me. But we are going to carry on, because honestly, the world building alone, and hold on, I'm just gonna, if you don't want like this whole book spoiled, like, I will skip. Where was it? This is kind of graphic. Like, this is not for young ears, I suppose. We have the flesh had long since rotted from her body, leaving only the gaunt shape of the skeleton to stare back at me. If I get descriptions like that throughout the whole book, I can handle anything else. Also, like, I don't want y'all to think I'm a freaking freak. I read my damn smart. I'm still reading this book. I just didn't need it on page 27 when they've just met. But also, like, at the same time, I respect it because it's well written. So I'm gonna carry on. So yeah, Harper L. Woods kind of slayed in the first 30 pages. I'm very invested. It's like, I feel like I kind of get thrown into like the story. Like, there's no like, she has set things out so well for this universe that I understand everything. Like, you also get at the start of the book, you get, you get a description of like all the different like witch houses, but also like the way that she's included that in the book is so particular that it didn't feel like I was getting info dumped on. Like, it just felt like the information came naturally to me, so I don't feel overloaded with information, but also I have such a clear understanding of what's going on that I think she's laid out her fantasy world really, really, really well. And this is only after 4 chapters. Like, I understand the dynamics between the Coven and humans, and how it's like for interbreeding with humans and witches, and I just think she's done a really, really good job setting up like the context of this novel, and I'm excited to see how learning information in the rest of this goes. So I'm gonna keep on reading. We'll find out. She's a naughty little gremlin. She was eating up eating. Oh my god. She's purring up a storm, y'all. Purring up a storm. Alrighty. I kind of want to... This is referred to as the Weasley jumper in my house because it looks like something that a Weasley would wear. Fred and George in particular, I think. Ugh. Just like that, I'm not emo anymore. Ah! Carrying on, shall we? Put my spunky music back on. My camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna charge it for a bit and keep reading, and I'll check back in, guys. Hello, it is I, a month-ish later, like 2.5 weeks, I think. I'm back. I'm really sorry. Life got in the way. Life got crazy. I'm gonna ignore my hair also because I just got home from work. I'm at my partner's house. I brushed the crap out of it because I felt like it. I was stressed, and brushing my hair feels good. Yeah, so it's been about 2.5 weeks since I started, almost 3, since I started filming this video. A lot's happened. I think I got up to chapter 16. I lost a lot of video, like footage, because my camera died. I'm actually filming on my phone currently, so I'm really sorry if the quality is dropping. I was up to chapter 16 when I stopped filming. I've just sat in the sunlight and read another. I am quite enjoying this novel. Stepping back into it has been really, really easy. I don't feel like I'm, I don't know, like in a reading slump necessarily. I just feel like life got busy and I didn't have time to do it. But yeah, so I'm back and better than ever. Let's do this. We have just gotten up to, we've like found a dead body in the courtyard, and her and Gray, flirty, sorry, I kind of like to ship them really hard. I think in my previous video, I'm not sure, I'll have to rewatch, but I think I said something about like I was really like 100% on the dialogue that they use surrounding their like relationship, particularly like how sexual it is, just because I felt like it was a bit forced. In all honesty, I think that's where my dislike for it came, but I kind of fuck with it now. Stepping back into this book, I fuck with it and I like it. And while it's not typically my style of novel that I would read, she's good. She's good. And the universe is just getting better and better and better. The more I discover about this freaking fantasy universe, the more I freaking love it. Like dark academia gothic stuff, this is the novel for you. It's not really spicy yet though. Oh god, that's really good. I'm gonna keep on reading. It's a very easy book to read. Like it's a very well laid out. The writing's a good size. Like it just feels like I'm consuming it fast, if that makes sense. I am logical how bright that is. But yeah, so I'm hoping I will finish this one. I want to say it's Tuesday, so I'm really hoping to get it done by Thursday, Friday, so that I can start the next one. Let's keep going. I'll check back in a minute, guys. So I'm sitting here reading, right? Just enjoying the sunlight. I gotta show you all what is outside the window. Your bunny. Your bunny. Yo, what the fuck? It is the next day. I finished that book last night just because it all progressed so quickly that I literally could not put it down. I was like, I'll lose the momentum. With saying, y'all, I have some stuff to freaking say. I am not gonna lie. I was vibing with this book for a really, really long time. I loved the fact that it was witches and vampires. Like, that was more vessels. Done Did Bamboozled me. I'm not gonna explicitly explain why, because if you want to read this book, I don't want to spoil it for you, but like, there was a plot twist, and I feel like the last 4 to 5 chapters of that novel progressed so quickly that it lost me, and I kind of had to reread a lot of stuff because it genuinely was not computing in my mind. Like, I was not processing half of what I read. And yes, okay, I was also really tired from work, as I am always, but I feel like I keep on fiddling with my hair. I'm sorry. It's been a friggin' day, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just a girl, and my opinion is null and void in the grand scheme of things, but also, like, the plot twist did not plot twist smoothly, in my opinion. It was disappointing. Like, a lot of the time when there's a plot twist in that sort of sense of it, I'm like, hell yeah, but it literally is like the whole plot of the novel just went bing, and not even like a good bing. Like, I was like, whoa, dude, you set this up to be amazing. Like, you have been writing it the whole time to be freaking awesome, and you fumbled the ball just a little bit. I'm still intrigued by the second novel. I still like it. I just wish that the build up to it hadn't been so instantaneous. I wish that the personalities of a bunch of characters hadn't just like switched like that. That's my only complaint. The plot twist itself, phenomenal. I just wish that we'd gotten a bit more. I don't know if that means adding more chapters in so that you have more time to not like hint at that stuff, because I feel like it's not really necessarily. Like, sometimes plot twists can just be plot twists. The way that the characters reacted to the situations, the way that the characters behaved in the situations didn't feel as true to the characters that I'd been reading about for the whole novel. I will say that Willow, the main character, she's a freaking baddie, bro. She's giving Jude Duarte, is all I can say. I like Willow. I really, really like Grey's character. I think their dynamic is really interesting. I wish that we had touched on that a bit more before the novel ended and everything hit the fan, but I do like it. I think it's a very complicated and not necessarily healthy relationship, but I think that the way that Harper L has written it is, I don't want to say it's a very intellectual way to write it, but it is. Like, it's the only way that you really can intellectually write it while still having it be as crass as it is, I suppose you could say. Did I like the way that they spoke? I still feel it was a bit jarring and a bit unnatural, but also that is just, it's important to the plot, and I get that, and I've said that before. I still feel like you could have handled it a bit more gracefully. I'm interested to see how she's going to carry this on in the second novel. Sorry, I'm like bouncing up and down. I'm pumped full of adrenaline to read this next book. But I'm interested to see how she takes this and makes a whole other novel. Blinked. 'Tis my best friend, he is traveling the world. Anyway, I just feel as if it was almost there and then it just fell a bit short. So we're going to read the second novel together. I had given this a solid 3.75 out of 5 because I might have to bump it up to a 4. I genuinely really, really enjoyed this novel. I really, really did. But it's like I'm apprehensive for the next one, which is why it's not quite a 4, but I'm gonna let it marinate in my brain. Once I finish the second novel, I will tell you overall how it's marinated. Because the first time I read The Cruel Prince, I was like, boo, boo, and I filmed it. And I actually went back and deleted the vlog because that marinated in my brain so well that it's now one of my favorite novels I've ever read in my life. So we're gonna let it marinate and then I'll get back to you. Part 2 of the vlog. Let's get into reading The Curse. I would also like to just quickly add that in the first half of the vlog, Miss Gill, come on, Miss Gill. Anyway, in the first half of the vlog, I said that I shouldn't listen to the playlist because it had spoilery vibes. Sorry, she is, hold on, I'll show you what she's doing. Chuckers, what are you doing? She was eating a piece of paper. As I was saying, I said that I didn't want to listen to the playlist that was created for the novel because I felt like it would be a bit spoilery, and knowing what I know now, I was correct. So take my good advice because apparently I'm a genius. Let's go to putting lights up. My goodness gracious me. Alrighty. I don't took my sticker. Y'all. I'm sick from work. And that's the fun of working 6 days in a row. And then she's fucking puking in my finger, I think. No. Worked 6 days in a row last week. Hey, chicken, are you good? Little lady, she's doing a chunder. You okay?
Chuckers, what are you doing? It's crazy times.
But yes, I am very tired and very dizzy. Took a rat test and it is not COVID. I think I am just exhausted. So with saying that, today is going to be my veg out day. We're going to hopefully finish the second book in the Coven of Bones Duology up to chapter 5. I don't know. I just saw it number 43 when I just flipped through. So got about, I don't know how many chapters. Y'all, I'm sick. So let's read. Let's read, y'all. Let's read. I'm sitting sideways because I don't know if you can see. The chicken is sitting in me. After chapter 15, y'all, I kind of want a DNF. Like, that's like almost halfway through the novel. And I feel like in the first book I was fine with like all of like the sexual tension and stuff. But this just feels like I'm reading porn. Like I'm not. There was enough of like the magical systems in the first one that I didn't mind the smut. I'm the kind of girly where like you gotta write smut good for me to enjoy it. Like this just feels like I'm reading like non-con. It's just kind of uncomfortable. But I want to read it because I want to know what's gonna happen like outside of the smutty stuff, and I could just skip the smut scenes, but then that's probably gonna be like over half the book. I'm gonna read another 10 chapters. If it does not improve, I'm DNFing because I don't fuck with non-con and I don't fuck with just reading pure porn. Sorry, controversial, I know. Ah! I just hit my tattoo on my leg, y'all, and it's fresh. Okay. We are chapter 18. You can't even see me. Hold on. I'm up to chapter 18, which is page 24 and 25. Trigger warnings for the R words. Anybody that wants to read this book. I know Harper L puts a trigger warning for the fact that Gray's character is quite literally just a villain that gets his way. And while I like that disclaimer, because there's a lot of dark romance books out there that probably shouldn't romanticize things as much as they do, I feel like honestly, having read this book, that space could be utilised for a few other trigger warnings. So I'm gonna go back to the start of this video when I'm editing and probably add trigger warning list in. I'll re-add it in here specifically for the cursed, and because I mean it's easily accessible. She has the link in front of the book kind of thing, but like you as my viewers probably won't or haven't read this book and are reading this to get an opinion, and I want you to be aware of the things that I'm reading. I'm very tempted to DNF because honestly I don't like the way that things have been. I don't like the thing, it just doesn't feel right the way that it's written. It feels really, like you can write about that kind of stuff, do it with grace. It just feels like it's for shock value. But I have decided that I'm not gonna DNF so that I can give you an honest opinion at the end of the day. So I'm just gonna keep on reading and we'll see. I'm not gonna lie, I know I'm enjoying this book. I'm hoping it will pick up or that I'll care. I mean, I'm halfway through the book and I feel like everything is progressing extremely fast. Like, it's really, really, really drawn out. Like, there was like 4 chapters of her running through a forest and then bazonka doinking. Then like all the other stuff like is happening so quick. I feel like this timeline is very odd. Like, the first book was really well laid out. Like, I really enjoyed that, but this book feels very different than the first one. So we will carry on and I'll let you guys know.
My doctor's office called for a payment, guys. Did you like my ringtone? It's spooky, scary skeletons.
Register card. So we're filming on my phone.
Yes!
I don't know how I feel about that line. If you know, you know. The down here line. Don't know how I feel about that. It's fine. I finished it, y'all. I don't like it. Sorry. Controversial. I finished it. I'm giving this book a 2, and I think that's being generous, out of 5. This kind of flopped for me. I was this close to DNFing like every single time they started being intimate, and like, I don't care. You want to read smart, you want to read smart, that's fine. But Harper L literally created such a freaking awesome universe, dude. Like, this was phenomenal universe-wise. Why was 50% of this book just them screwing? I want to read about the actual, like, fantasy universe. And it's, like, spicy. But over half of that did not feel consensual. And also, like, I feel like I didn't actually really read this book. Like, I feel like I skimmed for dialogue just so that I could get the story. I don't know. I feel bad saying that. But I really, really liked the first one. Like, it was like a 3.75 out of 5. I thought it was amazing. But this one just, it fell so short. Everything other than the smut felt so rushed. And then you had like whole chapters of them screwing. And it's not as well written as the first one either. Like, the first one, we had some freaking bonkers descriptions. Like, the vibes of that first novel were immaculate, to the point where I'm even thinking of boosting it up to like a flat 4 to 4.5, because some of the descriptions have stuck with me. The Cursed, however,
Hi, coming to help mommy film her vlog. Who come and help mommy film her vlog?
I consumed this in a few hours, but like, I'm never gonna pick this book back up and read it. I'll probably reread The Coven because I really liked that book. But this fell a bit short. It fell just a itty bit. I will say, I really liked Beelzebub and Leviathan. I liked that. I didn't mind Jonathan either. But also, like, her friends died and we were meant to be like heartbroken about that. I'm not emotionally connected to those people because over half the book is just Grey and Willow being intimate. Kid you not, I skipped a few. I skipped a few scenes because I was just like, bro, I'm here for the smut. Not this much. Ew. Ew. There was, yeah, like, it wasn't even, I don't want to say it was grotty. The first book had some tasteful ass scenes. This, I know, this felt like something that I would have written when I was 13 on Wattpad and trying to be really, really ready. Both the endings in both of these novels have been very, very speedy. Like, they were very rushed. Moral of the story, I would say read the first novel because it is actually it's kind of a vibe. The second one, however, I think falls short, but you're probably going to want to read the second one because the first one ends on low-key a cliffhanger. Overall, out of 10, having a 3.75 and a 2, it's a 5.75 for the whole duology, which is like genuinely not that bad of a score. I wish that the second novel had given as much as the first did, because like, it was good, but I didn't have any of that beautiful writing. And honestly, like, Willow's a badass character in the first novel, but a lot of her actions and her choices just felt a bit comical. Like, it was a bit immature, the way it was written. And I think the way that this is written, like, it's written in the style of something that a 12-year-old would want to read, but over 50% of it is smut. So I'm not really sure what demographic Harper L was trying to get with the second one. I feel like this is not something that I would have read on my own time. Like if this had been the first novel, I never would have read the second one. So I'm glad I read the first one and I really liked the first one. Would recommend it. The Coven was awesome, but this one just didn't, they felt discombobulated. They don't feel like a duology. They felt like two very separate novels. Even like the vibes of the first novel were so spooky and gooky, and you had some awesome descriptions, and like I had such a strong visual image of how everything looked in my brain because Harper L did such a good job describing it. And I just feel like none of that was in here. I'm really, really sad because I was actually excited. To be fair, if she brings out another one, if she brings out a third one, I will be reading it because I am invested with Willow and Gray's storyline. I also want to see what happens with Beelzebub if we get another novel, because I feel like maybe that's what's going to happen. I will be reading more Harper L in the future because I think she's a phenomenal author. I just feel like this novel didn't do justice to the first one. That's my honest opinion. I would say I'm going to let it marinate for a few days and then I'll update you, but also I don't think I'm going to change my opinion on this one. It just wasn't really for me. It's like, if you're into that kind of novel, this is genuinely going to be the novel for you. If you are a smut girly, this is for you. It's good. It's just not for me. I was kind of more invested in the actual like storyline of it. Also, I feel like they didn't really have a relationship in this novel outside of the smut. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, I suppose. That is all for this vlog, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. If you have a glass of water, go brush your teeth, go take care of yourself. Look in the mirror, tell yourself, I love you, you're beautiful. Thanks for watching. Happy reading, bookworms. I'll see you next time. And like, don't forget to like and subscribe because that's always really helpful. A little kiss on your head. Have a great day, gang.
Start fires and let's arch.